Good evening, I'm Singh, Nanda, and welcome back to the MCU podcast. I am here with...
Donna Morgovsky.
Mateo, Flores.
Stouffer.
Aria, Laskin.
Now, today, guys, we're going to be discussing the MCU trailers of the week. We got 3, actually. We're going to also be talking about the ending of Infinity War, what can possibly happen, all that jazz, and also how long can the MCU go on for? Will it go the way of the West, or we'll find out soon. Okay. All right, guys, the trailers for the week. So we had Captain Marvel, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago. We have Avengers, rumored for Friday. It's not confirmed yet. And we have Spider-Man Saturday. Now, that is 3 MCU trailers in 1 week. That's crazy, guys. What do you think?
You seem to have some strong opinions about the Captain Marvel trailer.
I thought it was pretty run-of-the-mill, honestly, the Captain Marvel trailer. I thought it was just, you know what they're probably doing? I didn't see anything really that unique per se that we haven't seen in an MCU film already in this trailer. Now, what this could mean, though, is that possibly they're hiding something for the movie, maybe like a big reveal or something. I feel like there's a slice of this movie that we have not seen yet, and we're yet to see that they're just not putting in the trailers, you know?
Well, we also get a bit of the Nick Fury background with it.
Yeah, I love the Sam Jackson bits. Great.
Oh, right. Wait, okay, so for someone that's like seen like bits and pieces of it, what happened to Nick Fury?
So this is a prequel, by the way.
Oh,
that was very important. It was a very integral part of this.
Yeah,
takes place in the 90s.
Which just make it interesting for how they're going to show like why she's not with the Avengers or helping save the world right now with Infinity War.
So at the end of Infinity War, the post-credit scene, like everything goes to shit, right? And Nick Fury pages Captain Marvel. That's how the movie ends. That's how the movie. That was the post-credit scene.
Marvel does a very good job connecting everything.
Yeah, I think they're the only studio that uses post-credit scenes the best way. I don't think any other franchise uses post-credit scenes or something. It's something for the fans. It's a nice little stinger, something to keep them going for a little bit. You know, I think what they do is great with the post-credit scenes.
I've noticed that since Marvel has started doing their post-credit scenes, other like franchises and things have started to take them up as well because they've been doing so well.
Well, regardless of that, like franchises, like big studios are trying to do their own shared cinematic universes. Actually, that's something that everyone wants to try to do as good as Marvel, but they're failing miserably. Universal tried doing it with The Mummy, Frankenstein, all those things. It failed miserably.
Because The Mummy was bad.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, The Mummy.
It was such a bad movie. They did with Dracula Untold. Did you guys?
Was that supposed to be?
That was supposed to be a part of that.
Oh,
isn't that crazy? That movie was supposed to be a part of that. And that failed. DC, what they're starting to realize is that their standalone films are working much better when they try to just throw a bunch of crap to the wall and just see if it sticks, you know? That's what they've been doing with Justice League and Batman vs. Superman. What they need to do, they need to trust their directors and writers with the material. That's what they did with Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman.
Oh, true.
That's what they're doing with Aquaman. Who directed Aquaman? James Wan. Right. Sorry. James Wan. And you can see that. You can see Patty Jenkins' flavor coming out into the movie. You can see James Wan's flavor into the movie.
Although I'd argue
DNA.
that Zack Snyder put his nonsense
all
over
that's also
Batman
very true.
versus Superman.
That's also very
I don't
true.
like talking about Batman
Which
Superman.
just didn't work because everyone's like...
We can talk about Lego Batman instead. It was better.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman was a lot better.
I mean, yeah.
But this is a Marvel podcast, so
Right.
That's true.
Now, okay, let's talk about a little bit more about the Avengers trailer on Friday. What do you guys think we're going to be seeing in that Avengers 4 trailer?
Probably not much.
To me, it's a franchise, so like they're gonna do their best, you know, whatever to make sure it's still interesting that people stay, but not cliche in a way that's just like, oh, been there, done that, seen that.
What I personally think is what they're going to do is basically give a recap of the ending of the last one, you know, and maybe just show a bunch of shots of people looking like characters looking in terror or something, just like completely like just shots that like have no context on, you know. So I guess that's going to be the case for that. Spidey Saturday.
Sean, you had something?
Oh, well, I was just going to add on to that.
Sure.
Like, for the trailer, how many more people do you think will like watch this based on the trailer? I feel like
Oh,
who's
yeah.
ever gonna go see this movie is already gonna go see it.
Right.
Like, how much will this trailer really
People
change
who have-
things?
People who have been watching the franchise, it's so much, they don't really need a trailer because they're already caught up.
And it doesn't really make sense to go see part 2 of a movie
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
seeing part 1. So
But you can't.
This isn't part 2, by the way.
it's not.
The Russo brothers, the directors of this film. This was originally going to be a 2-part saga, but they realized that these 2 films, Infinity War and Avengers 4, which is yet to be titled, it's rumored that it's going to be called Avengers Annihilation. I know. I'm
positivity.
I'm a nerd, man. Anyways, so there was supposed to be 2 parts, but the thing is, these 2 films are so different tonally, and they were just like, it's just 2 very, very separate films. There's no reason for it to be a part 1, part 2 thing. With Harry Potter, it made sense. They were literally taking source material from the same one
Yeah.
book, Deathly Hallows part 1, part 2. You know, that made sense. Any more thoughts on Avengers before we move on to Spider-Man?
Nope.
No. Okay. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Did you guys like Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eh?
I saw it recently.
Yeah.
I liked.
Why do you think
Yeah.
I just thought it was just like kind of I mean, like, sure, it's a part of the cinematic universe, but like Iron Man is all over that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, go away. Like, he would keep popping up
Right,
in these
right.
random moments just to like save him, which
I was
is
about
like
to say the same thing. Yeah.
it's just like, stop,
Yeah.
like, go away. This isn't your movie.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
just honestly feels like kind of like
They're-
maybe it's a contractual thing because like
They're kind of-
since
Do you
Iron
guys
Man-
think Robert Downey Jr. was the highest paid actor in that movie?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that hilarious.
I know a lot of fans are liking the Iron Dad relationship, though.
Yeah, no, I love in Infinity War. That's what made the movie for me. Like, honestly, the Spider-Man and
Oh,
Iron Man
fuck.
relationship. It's kind of like how we're not getting Uncle Ben, but we have this. Basically, you're nothing without the suit. You shouldn't have it. That's basically the whole shtick with Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now, with Homecoming 2, this is going to be taking place. It's going to be called Spider-Man: Far From Home, actually. So, Spider-Man: Far From Home is going to be taking place after the events of Infinity War and Avengers 4. And
Spoiler.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he has to come back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Which is just okay. We'll get into it.
Yeah, and the thing is, how are they going to show this trailer? How are they going to show anything in this trailer without giving spoilers for Avengers 4 and Infinity War doesn't matter. I mean, like,
Well,
It's probably gonna be just teasers, honestly.
I think
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious that like everyone that was killed by a snap is gonna come back,
Mhm.
or at least a majority. So it's.
I
not-
think the fun in it is actually how they're going to come back. I think
That's
that's at least what excites me most. I don't care. I know they're going to come back. You know when you know the minute Black Panther fades away, they're going to dude, they're coming
Oh, yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my
Doesn't he have
god.
a
Yeah.
sequel plan too?
Yeah, he does. I mean,
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler's coming back, by the way. That's going to be great. So Spider-Man.
But yeah, so I don't think
Right.
like in its existence it can't be a spoiler because we, as an audience, already know that he's coming back.
Mhm.
So, well, and I don't know anything about the plot of the sequel,
Mhm.
so I can't.
All I know is Mysterio is going to be the villain. Are you guys familiar with Mysterio?
A little bit.
He's like he's a really goofy character. Actually, he's like an actor who uses special effects to take down Spider-Man. It's actually really cool. I wonder. I think it's going to translate to the big screen.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Jake Gyllenhaal is playing him. Donnie Darko himself. I think he'll do a great job. Are you guys familiar with Jake Gyllenhaal?
I definitely know the name.
Yeah, I
Great.
just don't.
Great.
I
Very-
can't
he's a
place
very
the
good
face.
actor. And we talked about Captain Marvel. Anyone have any thoughts on Captain Marvel? Anything?
I like.
We just watched the trailer.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
In studio, we have a picture of just Jake Gyllenhaal on the computer.
He has
We're
a
all
very,
just marveling at it right now,
brooding-
and his,
We
and
need
his
to-
beard.
yeah.
Large eyes.
Very distinct
He has
face.
very large eyes. It
Very
kind of freaks
large
me
eyes.
out, honestly. Not in that pic. I need to find the one. But like, I was watching.
Very dapper man.
Like what was that? movie?
Nightcrawler,
Nightcrawler?
yes.
Yeah, and I
He
was
should have
like-
gotten an Oscar for. He should have gotten
Yeah.
nominated for that movie.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't. No,
Oh,
he did not.
gee.
I think
Yeah,
his
I tried
eyes
to
are
watch
too
that
small
movie,
and
and
his
I
jaw
was
is
like,
too large.
oh my god, his eyes are huge. I'm sorry.
Actually, in that movie in particular, he was just like, his eyes were
Yeah.
just open because he was a freaking sociopath, a
Honestly,
psychopath,
Wait,
crazy.
hang on. This is very unrelated. Please ignore this tangent. Okay.
Anyways, the ending to Infinity War. Let's talk about that a little bit. So, what did you guys think about that ending? Because that's one hell of a cliffhanger, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Should we all snap?
That's
That
right.
was so bad. Anyways, the ending of Infinity War. What do you guys think about it? What do you think?
Man, everyone died.
Yeah, half the
Oh,
population.
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Oh, who cares? It's the MCU podcast.
And you just
Yeah.
finished it too.
Yeah, I literally just watched
Yeah.
it.
So let's hear your
Yeah,
let's
come
hear your
on.
thoughts on it. He
Fresh
literally
off,
just
like,
watched
the
it.
oven, you know.
So like I sort of so it's honestly like as soon as it came out, I was like they're gonna kill like so many characters
Right.
just for like dramatic purposes because
Right.
like
Yeah.
for some reason like especially with franchises it's like drama, someone must die.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, they still have that plot thread from Civil War, so Iron Man and Captain America are definitely safe. I thought Black Panther would be safe just because of like his like how popular that movie was. That honestly kind of surprised me.
Mhm.
Spider-Man did not surprise me whatsoever. I was like that he did.
Really? You thought Spider-Man was gonna die?
Yeah, are
Well,
you
you
kidding
kind
me?
of see-
Because of his attachment to Tony Stark.
He's also a
They-
kid,
But the
right?
thing is, that
They
guy-
use sympathy and all.
Spider-Man milks money. He's like he's the face of Marvel.
Yeah,
Like,
but still.
I did not think Spider-Man was gonna kick the bucket.
I
Really
also
did
just
I
think
like
like
that.
Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't have that like grip with Spider-Man yet, just
Mm.
because he is
He
like
is
newly
fairly new,
introduced.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that again, he was newly introduced. Why they just kill him off?
Because
Anyways,
it's
but
easy.
Doctor
It's
Strange is pretty
easier.
newly introduced too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they kind of just got rid of like the newer cast. Like pretty much everyone from like Avengers prior
Right.
is still alive, which
Right.
I thought would be, which is what I thought they were gonna do because when I heard that like they're like, oh my god, like, because I hadn't seen it for a while, so like.
Did you
like,
know the
people
spoilers
died.
going in?
No, I didn't.
didn't?
I didn't know
Oh.
who was gonna die. I was like,
You're able to avoid them.
I
though.
was
That's good.
Became a pretty
guessing
big meme,
from,
though.
and I knew that like the snap thing. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so like
Yeah.
most of this cast is gonna die.
Right.
Did you know that Spider-Man dying became a meme?
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go, Mr. Stark.
I don't feel so good.
Right.
Nice.
Also, but like when I was watching that, I was like, holy shit, ow. I'm like, not, I never felt that attachment in that moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wasn't it so sad?
Yeah, I was like,
Aw,
he like
man.
grips him. I'm like, oh my god.
fades
Ow.
away.
Yeah, but I pretty much had a feeling that they were gonna like wipe the slate clean because I think a lot of the criticism directed at the universe at this like point is that like there are too many things going on,
Yeah.
which I thought they did a pretty good job of in the movie.
Oh, they
I was
handled so
surprised.
many plot lines very
Yeah,
well.
I was
Just
like, oh
shuffling
wow,
them.
yeah. And I haven't seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but I felt like I had.
And they introduced the characters pretty well. in
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I was
You were able
like-
to get everyone's
I was
flavor.
like, I sort of understand what's
Right.
going on here, even if like Groot and Rocket Raccoon and
Gamora.
Gamora was a
Gamora.
huge part of this
Yeah.
movie. I was like, okay, like
Oh yeah, Thanos'
Gamora.
daughter. you know.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised.
Now,
I didn't like it.
it's
Not the actress that plays her.
Zoe Saldana.
She is amazing.
She's very
I
good.
like her. She's cool.
The
Kid, I-
CGI was one of the best CGI performances, motion capture performances I've ever seen in a film.
Oh, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
It's
that.
Josh
so good, you
Brolin
forget people
was
aren't
the
naturally
actor.
purple.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess that means they did a good job. Like,
Yeah.
totally forgot. I thought like, I don't
What
know
did
I thought.
wait? Did you think it was like makeup or something?
Yeah, I guess.
Are you serious?
I mean, I wasn't really thinking thinking that hard about it, but I was like, okay, like
That's a
big
good
purple
thing.
man next to like all these other CGI characters. Sure.
That just goes to show
Yeah.
you were invested in this thing. Yeah.
I was like,
That's great.
okay.
Like, just accept it.
but also I was very confused at the beginning of the movie because like, what was going on?
What
So,
was the beginning again?
What? It ended
the-
Thor,
Thor
Had
right?
Thor
something on
ship-
his face.
Oh,
ship
that
was-
that was
Loki dies? Question
Yeah.
Okay, well, did
Again.
you watch Thor Ragnarok?
No.
Okay, that might have helped explain some of it.
It takes place directly after Thor Ragnarok.
Like
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I-
exactly after.
That's what I
And
was
Thor
thinking.
loses an eye in Thor
Thor-
Ragnarok.
and their
Yeah.
planet blows up.
Did he
Yeah.
get one back in the movie?
Oh.
Yeah, he did. Rocket gave one to him because he was storing it in his no place. That was in the line in the movie.
I missed
Okay.
that crucial dialogue.
Yeah.
Very crucial.
I think
So
the
basically, all the Asgardians are kind of refugees because their home got destroyed,
Right.
and that's where you meet them. That's how
did they
the
move
movie.
to Norway?
No, I think they were just in space for a while.
No, but like, wasn't that the plan? Because like Odin is like, this is our original home.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
We're all moving.
That'd be sweet.
Massive population increase.
Right.
Tourism boost.
Tourism boost in Norway. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
That's a nice place.
So, any more thoughts on the ending to Infinity War? I thought it was great. So basically, what this does that now that they got rid of a lot of the cast members, you're able to focus on the older
core
ones,
cast,
the
yeah.
core guys. Black Widow is alive, Hawkeye's still alive.
Oh, I love
Oh,
Hawkeye.
he wasn't in this
Hawkeye
whole
wasn't in this.
movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was
I didn't
referenced
realize
to,
that.
but he wasn't.
That's so sad. I
That's
like
how-
Hawkeye.
That's how much they have going on. I think the criticism
Yeah.
that there is too much going on is
Right.
very valid because
Yeah.
Hawkeye was didn't even realize that he
Right.
wasn't in this movie.
Right.
And I
like
didn't realize
Hawkeye.
that.
But that
Ant-Man
doesn't
was in
take
this movie
away from
either.
the movie, though. It's
Yeah.
it's still great.
Yeah,
It's still
I mean-
an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, but especially for them because honestly this is starting to feel like a television show.
Yeah.
It's
A
serialized.
bit, yeah.
I mean, it was a very
Yeah.
cliffhanger ending.
Yeah, honestly, it does start to feel like a TV show. And in the same way that TV shows sort of only get to serious drama when they kill off characters.
And then they come back.
And then that's okay. So what I wanted to talk about earlier was that this whole franchise building thing of Spider-Man 2 and Black Panther 2. So that immediately ruins
It does
a
the
bit,
entire
yeah.
emotional impact
Right.
of this ending.
Right.
Which is okay, it felt sad for 5 seconds, but then
Yeah.
I'm oh well to Spider-Man Far
Don't
From
worry,
Home.
we're good.
We have
okay.
money that needs to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
it's just kind of especially from the industry side of it, I get why they're doing it because they're trying to build hype for the movie. But honestly, at this point, do they even really have to? There are
They
so many
don't.
people
To be honest,
watching
dude,
these movies.
the average moviegoer, we know we're a little bit more smarter than the average moviegoer.
Oh, that's
Why
nice.
do you say that?
But because we're TVR majors, writing majors, we're in a Park School of Communication.
I love compliments.
My mom, for example, she watched Avengers: Infinity War. She had no idea a new Spider-Man movie was coming out, and she was devastated by this. And they didn't announce a new Spider-Man movie until a couple months after Avengers 3 came out.
Yeah.
So we get something different out of it than the average moviegoer. I mean,
That's fair.
Well,
that's
you can
something.
always kind of turn off that switch in your head though, and just if you're really invested, you might not be constantly thinking.
Right,
about
yeah, and
technical
that's good
aspects of it.
filmmaking if they're able to get that emotional thing out of you, the directors, and we still feel for Tony Stark, even though Spider-Man still has a movie coming up that needs money to be made and all this stuff,
We're able to forget it.
Yeah,
But also I didn't like Civil War.
really.
I
Civil War.
Wow.
didn't like it whatsoever.
I didn't actually see Civil War.
Didn't.
Oh,
I
You
didn't
haven't
know.
seen it?
I don't know.
Oh, I've been meaning to, and
Yeah. I just think the
Should.
core conflict of the movie is dumb.
isn't it
Well,
It's
Tony versus Captain
not
America?
that
Well,
part,
it's
but
kind
the
of
ideological
it was
part of it.
do you follow your own internalized morals even if it's going against the laws, or do you follow authority figures even if you don't think it's
Right.
completely right?
But sure, and I hear that on a thematic level, but quite literally in the movie, I think it's probably Tony Stark who was I think we should put the Avengers under laws or sanctions because people die when they try to save people because of all the mass
Yeah.
destruction, which is kind of a
That's
clever wink
fair.
to Hollywood action filmmaking. And then Captain America is well, if we didn't try to save them, then everyone would die. Which is sort of yes, you are right. It's oh, okay, so some people die as a consequence of them trying to save people, which is true. But the adverse of it is that if they didn't do it, everyone would die.
I really looked at this movie as more of a character study of Captain America and what really he cares about, what he thinks is first
Sure.
priority.
Yeah.
His friend Bucky, what the
love
lengths he
Bucky.
goes to
Yeah.
to save his
100%.
best friend Bucky.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Um,
much about Bucky, but I love him because the actor Sebastian Stan is from Romania, and
Oh,
so
yeah?
am I. So I'm yay!
Yay.
I'm not alone.
Yeah.
He's
And
a big
I-
part of Civil War, so
Huge part of it. Yeah. He's the MacGuffin technically.
But if Iron Man's an idiot because of it, that whole conflict.
No, do you remember how it ended?
Yeah. Wait. No. I mean, I know that they
Bu-
split up. and-
Bucky killed Iron Man's dad.
Oh.
Yeah. Try rewatching the movie again.
Okay, but
definitely
so it got over the fact that it's oh, we're just arguing over this thing that's kind of so it's personal. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
Dude, definitely rewatch that movie. You probably watched it a while ago.
Yeah, I think it was 20.
Yeah, it came out 2016,
It was
so-
it was when
Oh,
it first came out on
wow.
Netflix, and I was
Yeah.
okay, well this is pre-Avengers.
Oh, I
Let me
feel old.
2016.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know how I feel about that.
They have so many that you can't even keep up with, like, time.
Sometimes
Yeah.
they just blend together as well.
The first Iron Man movie came out 2008. Isn't that crazy? 10
years
years.
ago.
It's
Elementary school.
Yeah, I think then I probably saw it when I was like 12.
I've never seen any of the Iron Man movies. I don't
The
know
first
why.
one, in the beginning, MCU kind of took a more like darker tone, and then they changed everything up. For
well,
more
actually,
humor.
it was because Disney.
Really?
Like yeah, because Disney bought Marvel while they were in the middle of production of Iron Man 2. So that's why the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man were like a little bit more suggestive than the other ones.
Yeah.
If that makes more sense.
yeah, that
if you look back at Iron Man,
Yeah.
like
I wasn't
there's a
allowed to
lot of
watch it.
misogynistic like jokes that
really?
Tony Stark makes. It's
Oh,
kind of crazy
no.
that it was allowed.
I was like, yeah, I wasn't
just saw
allowed
it
to
too.
watch it because not because there was a sex scene, but like my mom wouldn't let me watch it because
Was
like
there a sex
there
scene?
was
There
like
was
a
a sex scene.
suggest. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why. Because when it first came out, I wanted to watch it. My mom was like, "You can't watch it," and I was
Yeah.
like, "But I am 8. Let me watch."
Sean, what MCU movies have you watched?
I have watched all of the Avengers. Wait, what's
Infinity War is the one that
Infinity
just
War?
came
I
out.
saw that.
Age of
Yeah.
Ultron.
I did not see that.
I saw that.
Well, I
Good
haven't-
for you.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it
That
either.
was a bad one.
I hear it's for the best.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not good.
The first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have and what else?
And then I've seen all of the Iron Man,
Okay.
but I only remember the first one.
Right. That
Second
one was a
one.
great movie, man.
Yeah.
What's his name? Whiplash or something like that?
Who cares? That was literally the worst performance of Mickey Rourke I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no, I've seen worse.
Do you have any particular? Do you remember anything particular from your like favorite moments from MCU films? Anything like that resonated with you? Anything at all?
I think my favorite would be Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Black Panther. came
Yeah.
Because
out.
like
Cool.
I'm not that much of a follower of
Mhm.
the MCU, but like when I watched that movie, I was like, wow, that's a quality.
Yo,
superhero
they did a
movie right
really
there.
good job with Black
Yeah.
Panther.
Yeah.
I liked a little bit more of what it stood for rather
Yeah.
than like
Mhm.
the movie itself. I thought the movie was like, I thought it was like a pretty good MCU movie, but like the fact that you're able to get a black lead, and you're able to have this big of a budget, not just black lead, sorry, like literally I think the
Primarily,
entire
yeah.
cast except Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All black cast. Such a big budget film. It's
Black
a
written and
superhero
directed.
movie.
Yeah.
When was the last time we got a black superhero? Other than Luke Cage on Netflix. Cyborg and Justice League. Come
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
god.
and
Yeah.
he was
love
good in the Teen
Cyborg.
Titans cartoon.
on. Yeah.
I like
Right.
Cyborg.
So yeah, I loved what it stood for. Diversity always. Actually, what they're going to be doing now is Marvel is doing. They're getting like a deep cut, and they're going to one of their really really old comics, some kung fu comic, and they're going to be adapting that now. It's some Japanese kung fu comic, and it's going to be in the MCU. I don't know exactly what it's called. Maybe something dragon. I have no idea. I literally heard about this like a couple days ago. Yeah, but Google it. Yeah, look up Marvel Cinematic Universe kung fu movie. It was announced a couple of days ago. Now I think this is a really really cool idea. It's all about
Ching movie.
it's all about how they go about doing this. They got to get the good
Yeah.
they got to get the
Chinese.
right directors. They got to get the right writers, and it really depends on the lead also.
But also, like, MCU, like, sort of has, like, interesting, because, like, Captain Marvel is being co-directed
It is.
by
Male and female,
director
yeah.
and a
Oh, I didn't
director.
see. I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked that up. I didn't know that beforehand. I was like, okay, I wonder. And then Spider-Man was actually written by a surprising amount of people, like more than you would think, like more than
Yeah,
like
I remember seeing this
what
actually.
it was like. I want to say 5 or 6, but like I don't know. It was like a very strange amount of people, which is like. I don't know. I kind of thought that like Spider-Man was kind of
When I
all
see
over
that
the
though,
place.
I picture it like a little bit more like a writer's room where
10 credits.
people just go around
Yeah.
and just like they're just writing it and just like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about
So
that?
6 people wrote the screenplay.
Right.
2 wrote the screen story. Yeah, and then the rest is
Right.
just what's based on.
Sean, do you have an update on that?
Yeah, it says the Marvel Cinematic Universe is launching its first movie centered around an Asian
There
superhero,
it is.
Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu.
Mm.
Deadline has dropped the exclusive report that Shang-Chi is now being fast-tracked. Dave Callum is an Asian-American screenwriter who was tapped to handle the script. Reports are that an Asian or Asian-American director is being sought for the project. The reported goal is for the Marvel to do Asian/Asian American culture, what the studio did for African American culture with the unprecedented
Right.
success of Black.
Do you guys think Disney saw Crazy Rich Asians and the box office that made? And we're like, man.
I mean, just like if we're looking historically, diverse films make more money as well, so as a whole. But I don't think that's the reason they're doing this. They're just trying to bring
think
good
money is
characters
always
to
a
light
part of it.
and like help give people someone they can relate to.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be cool, you know?
I think it's just great that another, like, let's give it like 10 more years. Literally any person, no matter what the hell the color of their skin is, they're gonna have a superhero that looks like them up on the big screen. I think that's great. I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're Chinese, Black, Japanese, Indian, I'm sure Indian's coming soon. I don't know if there's an Indian Marvel character, but I'm sure that's coming in the pipeline. We'll make it a Bollywood movie. We'll have song and dance numbers and everything. It'll be great. Now, let's start to wrap this thing up, guys. How long? This is our final question. How long do we think the MCU can go on for? Now, let's go around the table for this one. Sean, let's start with you. Or you want to start this one off, or
No, I picked something.
Okay.
End it ASAP.
Mateo?
End it ASAP.
Let's hear you.
Why?
End it ASAP.
Yeah, I just
Really?
think it's getting a bit tedious.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's just like on a like filmmaking level, I don't really think they're doing anything besides like on a franchise, like sort of like,
Yeah.
and that's kind of interesting. But like in terms of like the filmmaking of all of these films, none of them are like really like aesthetically different from each other,
Really?
nor is the design like that different or interesting. Like sure, like maybe thematically they're different, but like they all look the same. They all kind of sound the same.
Which
starting
which
to.
which MCU movies have you seen again?
I'm kind of all over the place. So I think
Okay.
the only one that I've seen that hasn't looked like the others is probably Black Panther.
Okay.
So-
Because the Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and Civil War were all made by the exact same people,
Spider-Man.
the same
Really?
writers
Didn't
and the
really
same
flow.
directors.
Yeah,
You think
I mean, but you
Homecoming
can
is
still, like,
similar to?
Yeah, like just visually. Like I
Really?
don't really think they did anything
Wow.
that interesting with like camera work or like aesthetic design.
Really?
Like it's sort of just like they all just kind of look basic.
Okay.
In-
Civil War, they completely desaturate the colors to
I
make it
know.
more like grounded and realistic.
Oh,
and I
really?
think, they used a lot more handheld for Civil War, definitely, because they did a lot of those tracking shots when Bucky was running around and the camera was
Sure.
chasing after them.
Yeah.
And you know what I love the most about the MCU is that literally there's something for everyone. They go over so many different genres.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part about that. Winter Soldier was a spy espionage thriller. Guardians of the Galaxy was like a space opera. Ant-Man was a family comedy. Homecoming was a John Hughes-esque comedy
of age.
film, coming-of-age film, you know? And I think that because, this is going to be my take, I think because and the MCU is able to do so many different genres, and if they continue to do a diverse group of genres, just don't. As long as they don't keep doing the same genre over and over again, I think it's going to keep working, and people are going to keep coming back to the theaters, not to just see these characters, just to see different ideas, different genres, comedy. And let's see them do horror. I want to see a horror MCU film.
Oh,
wanna
that would
see
be
that.
so nice.
That'd be
Are
cool.
you
That'd be
kidding me?
cool.
All right, Donna, what do you think? How long can the MCU go on for?
I think it's going to go on for quite a bit longer. Besides like the obvious bit of comics having like never-ending stories to tell, well, it seems like a big part of our population is still very invested in it. Most of us at this table, including.
Fair.
So if they do manage to bring innovative things
Right.
to it and try and new stuff, I think they're going to keep going for a while. It's just kind of. It's more based on the point, like, when will society get sick of superhero movies, or will that ever be a problem? Because, like, superheroes have, like, constantly popped up throughout the ages. Like, maybe they'll have dips, but they'll always come back. So I don't know if...
It's at a peak right now.
Yeah.
Aria, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I almost agree with Mateo.
Okay.
The fact that it's getting slightly repetitive,
Sure.
at least in my point of view. I like them all
Yeah.
from what I've seen.
Mhm.
And they're all, like you said, they're all different. They can film many different genres. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I can't be
Yeah.
specific. But there's something about it that seems slightly repetitive to me.
Sure.
And people are still going to see them.
Right.
People are still going to pay to watch them because that's what people do, and they love superheroes, and they're always going to have.
Yeah.
As long as there's money in it, they're going to make more.
Of course. Sean, any final thoughts on
I
this?
agree. I think it'll last as long as people go to the movies for them. So,
And after Avengers 4, I guess Avengers 4 will actually be like the soft reboot of this entire franchise because you're gonna have it's gonna be out with the old and with the new. I think all these old guys are gonna be out. I think Hemsworth is gonna be the only one staying out of all these guys. Maybe we'll keep Black Widow also.
A lot of people's contracts are up, right?
Yeah, all their
Yeah.
contracts are up. I think Downey's got enough money, man. What can he possibly do?
Yeah.
What does he want?
He's
want
getting
more,
older.
man?
He's tired.
Getting older, yeah.
10 years of this
Right, yeah.
franchise. He's-
All right, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for next week for us to talk about nothing because we don't have a next episode planned. And thank you again for listening. Bye.